Started. You can't hear me, you talk to the sound people.
Sound sheet are volume up.
Yeah. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about the budget, just about the budget. And I'm going to start out by telling you what's going to happen to this first slide. Everybody's going to pay more each month next year. And that's how much more you're going to pay up there in the yellow. And you can look at the blue bars and see really what's the basic amount for the HOA for everybody. It takes care of the ballroom, swimming pools, and everything else. And then if you're in the front yard cost center, you have additional increase there. That's why you pay a little more. And if you're in the Springdales, there are 3 different versions of the Springdale accounting system, and you'll pay those amounts right there. So that's the bottom line, and I start out with that because everybody wants to know that first rather than wait. So now, let me tell you how we got there. As you probably are well aware, the cost of living has gone up. In California, it's gone up more than the national average. So if you look at the national average, you won't get a true picture of what it's like here in California. The cost of living is going to dip slightly in 2019, but not enough to really make any difference. Then it's going to go right back up. But as you can see, the trend we have been on for the last 3 or 4 years has been an increase. We lowered our dues by $5 several years ago, and at that time we have not increased the dues, but the cost of living has increased, as you can see. So what you're going to see is that we basically need more money to take care of this association. The California minimum wage is probably the chief driver of our cost increase. We have a couple of accounts, and I'll show you those, that are manpower intensive, or personnel intensive, I should say. And it's the cost of people more than anything else, but goods and services that go with that, everything we buy, somebody handles, so that increases also. The community has been evolving since late 2006, and we're pretty close to build out. We expect next November, according to the builder, to be built out. And from then on, we will be responsible for our own budget, even though we draft a budget now and send it in to the Bureau of Real Estate, known as BRE, and they pretty much accept what we send in, but it's with their guidance. And by the time we build out next year, we will literally be on our own. This is a chart of the expenses, and as you can see, they have grown. Mostly they have grown because we have expanded. We've added the courts, the summit. We have more people here to take care of. Everybody that moves in here has an issue or two at one time or another during the year, usually, that requires some of our staff to take care of. We have 20 people on our first service staff, plus 2 more who are handymen. And their wages have all gone up and will continue to go up for the next 4 years. And it's like being on a boat at sea. Everybody goes up when the minimum wage goes up. So not only have we added more people, but the people we have had have cost us more. These are the key contracts we have. Management per service has increased the most. And again, this goes back to the fact that in order to maintain our quality of life here, we have to take care of all of our facilities. We have to take care of all the issues our personnel have. And it's difficult in today's labor market to get people to work for low wages. We have 8 full-time staff, we have 5 full-time lodge attendants, and 7 part-time lodge assistants. And we keep them all very busy. The second biggest increase is landscape. And again, that is very, very personnel-intensive work, as you can imagine. And we continue to pick up common area, especially down there in Phase D, and we will soon be in Phase E, and that's cranked into the budget. So that's the second big driver there. Janitorial service, it's really a small amount, but again, it's taking care of everything. We're doing all right in water, and oddly enough, electricity. We made an investment to lower our electricity bills by getting low energy lights throughout the community, and that is paying dividends. So those are the top expenses we have. The other one is our reserve account. As we've talked in the past, we are required by law to have a reserve account. That's to take care of replacing and repairing major items, like our roof, like the ballroom, when they wear out. So we take and divert part of your money when it comes in each month to go into a reserve account. We like to have it over 100%, so that we're fully funded. But again, if we were fully funded last year, and the cost of replacing an item has gone up because labor and materials cost has gone up, we're no longer fully funded the next year unless we raise your dues. So that's what happens there. This is our reserve balances. You can see we're right now at 129%, and we will dip down to 115%. And then we'll go back up to 112%. It looks a little tricky there, but you have to follow the number on the far left up there, because what's really affecting it here is we're taking money from that 218 pot, and we're not going to refill it. We're not taking it out, but we're not going to refill it at the same rate that we filled it this year. It's as if you had a Christmas Club account, and you were putting in $50 a month, and you decide next year you got some expenses, so you only put in $40 a month. You don't take out the money from your Christmas Club, but you shorten the amount of money that you've been putting into it. So that's what we'll be doing. This is the front yard cost center reserve, and you can see it's staying above 100% as well. It's a little lighter than we'd like. We'd like to stay about 110%. But our plant life is aging. Our plumbing is aging. So that's an issue there that we have to worry about. The Springdales have never had 100% of their reserve. They were never funded that way at the start. But we're trying to get them healthy at an affordable rate at a time. If we were to go in and try to get them up to 100%, we would have half of our people probably could not pay that amount. So, as you saw at the beginning, we're keeping their increase low as well. We have some possible expenses coming up next year. You can see them up there. We're getting the Conservancy possibly turned over to us. There are some significant issues that we have with KHOV, the Corps of Engineers, about turning it over to us, but when it does get turned over to us, it takes about $10,000 a month to maintain it. We have some plans from the Community Planning and Transition Committee to make our quality of life better here by putting an outdoor type theater out in the area where the big grassy area is between the pickleball courts and the lodge. And we're also looking at some outdoor events. There is some consideration that once KHOV leaves, we take over the Breckenridge Gate, that we will want to man the Crooked Creek Gate to minimize all of the traffic coming in our primary gate out here. So that would be an additional cost expense. And then finally, we want to make an investment in solar so we can heat the swimming pool outside. So those are possible expenses we'll have coming up. So where does the money you spend or give to us go? As you can see on the left, in 2018, 53% went to operating expenses. That pays for everything you do around here on a day-to-day basis. We're going to lower that to 50%, and we're going to lower the reserve from 22% down to 17%, because our administrative costs are going up. As we become our own boss, we will have more administrative issues that we have to work on. And so we anticipate that that's going to require some additional expenses for administration. Okay. Now that you know you're going to have to pay a little more, how do you make sure that the money gets into the right account? If you have ClickPay, you can go to that, and where it says, how do you want it paid, you can go to recurring charges and just say, pay that or pay the full amount. Don't click on fixed amount, because that'll keep you locked into this year's rates. If you have a bank account, you can go and they have the same type of process there. The pay increase will start in January. So that's when you have to do it, before January. So that's where we are, and if you have questions about the budget, I have some people here that can give answers. Yes?
What are you doing to reduce your bills, such as water? Over a year ago, I suggested to the landscaping committee that they start looking at water
Yes.
conserving sprinkler systems.
Okay, the question is, what are we doing to reduce our water expenses? We have made investments in different types of sprinklers and putting in drip systems to lower our water expenditures. All of our landscape is done by purple pipes, which are supposed to get recycled water. And since I've been here in 2006, every year they're going to give us recycled water. They still have it. But we are going more to drought-tolerant plants that require less water. And as we replace the ones that are in the front yards and in the common areas. And we're lowering, as you can see, the water didn't move all that much compared to everything else. The water bill stayed fairly low. So we're kind of in decent shape there. We'd like to be better, obviously. But as we expanded, we picked up a lot of common area in Phase D, and are going to pick it up in Phase E as well. Other questions?
I want to know what's going on with O'Connell. I don't know who else here is on a front yard service, but I think the service is lousy. Ever since he took over a third of Brad Holmes' area, we've got piles of mulch that have been in our front planter now for 3 to 4 weeks, and it sits there. And I talked to a guy this morning from O'Connell. He said, go look across the street. There's 4 streets there that have mounds at the bottom of the cul-de-sacs.
Yeah.
Got that
And there's one in my front yard too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have had some heart-to-heart meetings with O'Connell. What happened with O'Connell is they were doing decent front yard center work. And then they took over Brad Holmes' work here in the lodge area and the common areas down here in Phase A.
Without the manpower.
And I don't think they provided the manpower to do it. So we're going to have another heart-to-heart talk with them. Their contract comes up for renewal in the summer. And we went through this once before with them when Fred Ayers had the landscape committee. And he wrote them a letter. And along with some senior personnel to come out here and straighten out things. We may follow that pattern and get somebody senior from O'Connell to come out here. One of the things that we ran into with O'Connell when we signed the contract is they did not want to sign up for background checks. And we insisted that they do that because the other two landscapers have done that. They waited till the last day of the month for the contract renewal and finally capitulated and signed. But I'm not convinced that they put the manpower in because they have to do background checks to take care of us. But it is an issue, we're aware of it, and we're going to take some action on it. Yes.
Has there been any determination with that land property up there?
Has there been any determination? Yes, there have been dozens of determinations. They change.
Is that the conservancy you're talking about?
Well, we don't. Cahill doesn't know, and we don't know. There are a lot of issues with the land that's up there. It's adjacent to the conservancy, so we have to be careful with runoff. There's no sewer system up there. There's no easy access to it. And according to the estimators at Cahill, they could not build houses up there and sell them and make a profit. So they talked to us about it, and we kind of said, what do we want it for? If you can't do anything with it, we can't do anything with it. They will have to level it off and clean it up and fence it in order to get city approval before they depart here. And that'll probably be one of the last things they do. But as of right now, there is no determination that we can count on. Other questions?
I noticed that the management cost was, the budget for 18 was about 822,000 or something like that, or 866, whatever it was. But then 19 is going to go up another 400,000. What's the reason for this?
Could you give him a mic so we can hear?
Okay, I'll relay the question. He wants to know why the management cost will go up quite a bit in 2019. It's because we've hired new people. The cost of manpower is going to go up again at the end of the year here. And as we expand, we will have to do something with the third gate we take over. We will have to manage the conservancy. So there are a lot of budget issues that we see. We hope they don't require that kind of a commitment, but in order to put together a good budget, we have to make a commitment to it. So that's what we're doing.
Is there a security, is there going to be a security person to be able to handle it?
Is there a security person? One of the things we have, security is not part of First Service.
Right.
That's separate. And we're looking at that. If we man the second gate, we will have to increase the size of our security force, yes. And of course, the Breckenridge gate will probably remain a resident-only type gate or guest with fobs only. They have to start building on it shortly.
Are we still planning on updating the parking lot? There was some talk of updating the parking lot.
What?
Then some while ago you were talking about updating the parking lot.
Yes.
Is that still in the plan?
Updating the parking lot is not on the table right now. The determination that was made after the study was that we could add a couple of more handicap parking places, but we really had nowhere to expand. And so people did not want us to cut down the trees in there and to repaint and redesign the parking lot for a half a dozen parking spots would have been cost prohibitive for what little benefit we could get.
I just wanted to know then, if you talk about managing the conservancy,
Yes.
what does that look like? I mean, because when we walk the trails a lot, and we notice that since it's grown up so much, and there's an awful lot of dead wood in there.
Yes. The Conservancy has their own rules set by the Corps of Engineers for maintaining the vegetation that's in there. We have to live with it. It's called a conservancy for a reason. It's to be natural. And deadfall is natural. Little bugs live in there the little bugs get lizards to come, and then the lizards cause something bigger to come, and something bigger, and something bigger. It's a cycle of life in the woods, and that's what they're trying to promote. And that's why they won't let us go in there and make any changes to what Mother Nature does. So, that's it.
Well, except that we are actually watering it, which is, nothing's coming out of the sky.
Other questions?
I'm back to the front yard center.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever considered on the front yard center just leaving the water as is, charging us for the water and letting everybody else take care of their front yards?
Okay, you're talking about front yard cost center? Yeah. The way the plumbing is done in the front yard cost center, it's impossible to let each person take care of their own. You have purple pipes that run the length of the street. You have a controller at the end of the street. You would have to have each homeowner put their own controller in and monitor their own and get a separate bill because Beaumont wants us to use recycled water in our front yards.
You didn't understand the question.
Oh.
I'm saying leave the water as is and build them strictly for the water and then let each homeowner take care of mowing and, because ours needs to do it again. My husband did it last time.
Yeah. We have looked at that, letting each homeowner take care of their own. It's not as easy as it sounds. Because if they take care of their own, then they have no discipline on the water, they have no discipline on the mowing. In other words, a lot of people moved in here back in 2006 and 2007 who don't want to take care of their yards.
Well, I like it the way it is, but I don't want to keep paying more for this because we're
Well,
getting the service.
I think you will find that landscapers in general, ours included, are all charging more. The cost of gas has gone up, the cost of manpower has gone up, the cost of materials has gone up.
I understand that,
So-
but we're not getting the service we're paying for. Like
Okay, and not getting the service, what we need to do is maybe change contractors. So that's on the table as something we will consider. Yeah.
When you come to contractors, you've never put out a survey to the homeowners to get their opinion on what they think the contractors are doing, how well they're doing. And
We walk, the maintenance committee over there walks every week, all over this place. We get input that you would not believe from people, just like we did from Vivian, just like I put in, every time the contractors haven't done something. We don't need a survey to tell us when they're not doing their job. We can see it. We walk by it. The people who walk their dogs every day report it to us. So it's not a secret. We know there's a problem.
Thank you, Len. Hey, just want to tell you guys, I think you guys are doing a good job. You're in a tough position, I understand that. On landscape, I've got the same issue as everybody else. I've been here a year and a half. My first year here, they did a great job, fertilized, weeded, did all that stuff. Right now, I never got fertilized.
Yeah.
I never put pre-emergent down to get rid of the weeds.
Yeah.
And when they dumped that mulch, they just left it there. They didn't even spread it out. I mean,
I don't know.
my question is, who do I
That
complain to? This is not the forum to sit here and complain all night long. Would I just get online and fill out that landscape form and complain on that, or I don't know where to go? Basically, how do I submit that I'm unhappy and detail some things?
I mean, anytime you have a comment or a question or a concern, you can submit it to the staff and it'll make its way to the board. It's in our board packets every month. All the correspondence that comes in, we see it, we read it, and if there's a pattern or a significant issue, we address it. Usually the staff has already addressed it before it gets to us, or it's gone to the appropriate committee. And that's how kind of the process works. You know, there's a reason that the staff costs so much money, and that's because there's a lot of issues that they have to address. Every time something happens, they have to write a letter, because it's got to be in writing, that they have to contact and recontact people. So it takes a lot of work to run this 1,800 person home organization, because there's about 2,500 to 3,000 people here. So, you know, it's not easy, but they do a good job, because we get a lot of reviews from other people and other agencies. We had a HOA from Apple Valley come down here and ask us how we get things done. They've been in existence 6 months longer than us. And they couldn't understand how, they didn't even have a facilities committee. They have problems with landscape. And, you know, they're struggling. And we gave them our opinion, our advice, and our examples. And they were very grateful for that. So we are a premier HOA. And we try to keep it that way for our quality of life and the value of our homes. So, other questions? If not, we got a board meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and we're going to send the budget up for approval, and we will have a short meeting for that, and the regular meeting will come in December. Thank you all for coming tonight. Oh, wait.
Just for clarification, can you go back to the slide that shows the dues?
That one?
No, the first one, the first one.
The very first one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I told all of our people, you might as well tell them right at the start how much is going in, because they won't listen to the thing until they know how much more they're going to pay. So I put it on the front slide, I made it visible. Wait, I have one back here.
I feel that this is kind of rushing things. When you mentioned about the town hall meeting and the budget, nowhere was it said anything about HOA increases. And I'm sure many, many homeowners would be willing to be here tonight if they knew that that was included.
Well, I think we publicized it. We talked about it last month at the board meeting. It's been in our media, so I don't know if people are upset. There's not much they can do about it. We have to pay our bills.
No, but it'd be nice if they knew that this was actually going to go on.
Well,
They have to come to me.
I can't force them to read it. Yes.
Okay. Laws of new coming in here.
Yeah.
And then you have, you're going up where I am.
Okay, where are you?
We have a desert.
Okay.
Is everybody paying the same thing or what?
Everybody who lives in phase C, D, and E, which if you're a new person, probably you are, will pay what's in the blue bar there. Everybody pays the same. Because that takes care of all three facilities, the lodges, the swimming pools, and all that. So, the orange is for two small groups of people. One is the 556 homeowners in phases A and B that have a front yard cost center. And the other one is for the Springdales because they have common areas that are distinct for their housing. It's like a condominium. Okay, then.
Somebody asked a question about security. You're talking about the second gate having a guard there. And these guys are not security guards. Are we going to have a rolling like?
Well, we have a roving security. Right now, that's not in the plan. There are a lot of issues with security, private security, how you handle it, how you do it, what's legal, what's not legal. You know, we try to get the police in here. Neighborhood Watch has done a great job of getting police patrols in here, so we stay legal. But and there was an unfortunate incident in Florida, if you recall, Trayvon Martin, where a homeowner armed killed an intruder, and it caused tremendous lawsuits. So our legal advice that we receive here in California from for all the HOAs is don't do that. So we don't.
I have to agree with the lady over